Hello everyone, bonjour, salut, bienvenue Nuit de Montréal. Welcome to Montreal by Night. Tonight's scene begins with Natalia Belenko and Alec Malakov once again attempting to kickstart their infiltration of Quebec City as per the Archbishop's orders. Their first attempt was unsuccessful for reasons we don't really need to go into too much detail about, but they start this particular night, wherever it is that they may be. And naturally, of course, Natalia, having been well, altered to resemble Sinead O'Connor for some bizarre reason, she'll awaken to find that her hair has grown back, but naturally I'm assuming that she's going to take the time to shave her hair off once again.
Yes, she is.
Okay. So, we'll start the scene with the two of them having met once again, and plans are what they are.
Yeah, Natalia just gonna make sure that Alec is okay, and she, um, yeah. So the back of the car is it's all right. It's damaged, but well, if we get stopped, I think we can talk to the officer to find, an understanding that we'll take it to a shop or whatever. But is there anything before the start? Before we get there?
None that I can think of. Those the people yesterday who were trying to drive us off the road, I assume. Do you think that they could have been for the Camarilla? Because if so, then they've seen our faces, which means we might need to change them once again.
Natalia will begin to drive off, and you can see that she's thinking as she begins to head up the Route 20. It's the highway that's going all the way, and she's just going to sit there, and after a while, she's going to say, "Well, that guy. Remember that guy that drove the truck?"
Vaguely, yes.
I heard he was very weird Nosferatu, but I don't think the Camarilla really want Nosferatu being, visible in the city. So maybe there are some Samiza there? It's off somehow. And that feeling, that mood, that it was almost like pressure, that was in there, that sense you got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Camarilla. I don't really think that the Camarilla are. I mean, have you heard of anyone like us who would be able to find out if there was a Camarilla spy or infiltrator within the city in what, 15 minutes? How long were we in the city before we were, well, attempted to get fucking rammed? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Much
Around
more
that.
than that. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
shorter. And that was the time they had to react. Unless, of course, you're very conspiratorial and someone already knew and knew that we were taking off and just waiting for us. It's possible. But is it likely? I don't know.
It'll nod. Make a good point.
It surely would be would help to explain why there was a barricade on the other side. But again, I mean, a barricade like that, it's not gonna hold us out. I mean, it seems a bit, what shall we say, ineffective in the larger scheme of things.
Perhaps, yes.
I mean, if you know what I'm coming, instead of having a guy with a truck or have a roadblock, why not just have some people with guns just completely perforate the car once we stop somewhere? It will look like a gang shooting, and we will be dead. It's like 5 or 6 guys shoot at us, and we hold still. We're probably not going to make that. So why not just do that? It seems weirdly ineffectual to do. Well, some of the things we saw. That's just my pick.
Still, a gun shooting doesn't seem like. I don't know. I've always thought that the Camarilla would be more subtle than just hiring hitmen to go shoot at a van.
Well, I'm not saying it's perfect and it's unsubtle, but surely it is. But my point is, if the Camarilla was behind it and knew about it, they would be a lot more effective than just having some Nosferatu jump inside a truck and then try to, well, in public, mow us down on the street, ram us with a truck. And
True.
I think if you knew that we were coming, and what Camarilla was us, you would be probably be able to do something a little bit more, effective. Weren't really, it wasn't really very effective action they had. If that is, oh, well, if it was indeed them, but then again, who else would it be? That's the question.
It's a good question. I'm not sure.
You know, we have quite a few more older members in Montreal, but there's not really any place, any sense like there was in that city in Montreal. So if it is just a very old kindred, well, I don't think that would cause that sort of sensation we both felt. So maybe it's something else. As they're driving, probably a little bit later, Natalia would just quickly look at her like that. That tribute you made for that guy.
The what, sorry?
The tribute, the
Oh,
painting or
the.
artwork with it, right? That was for
Yeah.
some guy who fought a demon or whatever it was. Like something
Mm,
weird, right? Like something that wasn't like us, but different.
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe there's something like that in that city.
Let's hope not.
But I don't know. I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, of course, it could be Camarilla, but still, I mean, it was weird. And who knows? Well, we should at least, at some point, let people know that this is really a thing.
Well, um, I don't really have anyone to contact, but you have your pack that you could always.
Yeah, and the higher ups. I mean, they need to know that we're probably not going to be setting up shop unless we investigate something, anything about that city. But oh well.
Yeah. That's kind of what we were sent to do anyway, investigate the city, so.
Yeah, that's Quebec. I mean, Sorel is not really, it's it's actually closer to Montreal than Quebec, to be honest.
Still, do you really think they'll investigate that city, though, with the crusade on Quebec looming so close?
Yeah, I think we should set it to the side, but oh well. Let's just focus on this. So, Natalia will just have a look at how far they've gotten so far.
Well, it's a little late for me to tell you. Well, it's a little late for me to say to Alec what common sense would be telling them. Beyond everything that was already mentioned in the previous scene. So, rolling D100 because we have no luck die. Okay, I should have changed it over to this. Could I just get a perception alertness from Natalia, please?
Are you kidding me?
You're not having the best of luck with this fucking journey.
That's 3 successes.
You see this in your rearview mirror.
Natalia will pull up. Well, can you pull over? It's a highway, so
Yes, there are designated places that you can pull over in a highway, and you're also doing this at very late at night.
yeah, but she will do it.
Okay. You pull over, and well, it does take the police officers. There's 2 of them, at least a little while to actually get out. So could I just get a self-control check? Because I know a little bit about the police procedures for this stuff, and yeah, they do take some time to confirm stuff. Okay.
1 success.
Yes, it grinds your gears a little bit, but yeah, they do. They do eventually get out before you have the sudden urge to go out there and or just drive off or whatever. And the police officer, he approaches the driver's side, and he knocks on the window, asks you to.
Oh, he rolls down.
And the first thing that you hear is the guy speaking French to you.
Excuse me. Do you speak English?
Oh. Do you know you have a tail light missing? And he does have a very strong, Quebec French accent.
Yeah, I know. Some asshole rammed us. Well, luckily we were not in the car, but yeah, it was. We were in for parking. We heard a loud sound, and then he drove off. But yeah, we're on vacation. But luckily the car is still driving.
Okay, can I have your license and registration, please?
And Natalia will give it to him.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Fuck. Yeah, she will I will roll a manipulation subterfuge to try to convince this guy that Natalia has had a lot of plastic surgery done.
He hasn't even asked. He's just taken
But
the
he's
whole...
going to.
Well, he does take the license registration and goes back to the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
And then about a minute or so later, he does come back. Okay, madam. Can you explain why you look so different from your driver's license?
Well, I had a lot of work done. You know, I got well, I got a lot of work done by the good doctor. You know, and she smiles. Um,
Okay.
I'm supposed to have my license renewed. Well, in about 3 months or so, and that is,
Yep, manipulation.
and of course I fail. Of course I fail.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
okay.
I'm not quite sure what the French equivalent to Mario Andreotti was. It Andreotti? Is that that really hard ass police officer I remember seeing at one point? But either way, yes. The police officer just gives you this very condescending, nod, like a lot of coppers do. Not the usual one that they usually give, when they're about to give you a ticket. But it's kind of like, yeah.
At this point, Alec will kind of speak up, and it'll say, she's telling the truth. She did have a type of surgery to fix her face. It was it wasn't really the best to begin with. And, we decided mutually that we would help. We would find a doctor to reconstruct it. As soon as we got back into Quebec, we were going to head to the DMV to have the license updated.
Madam, you know that it's an offense to lie to a police officer. Which, yes, he was saying to Natalia.
She will use perception one, or not perception, presence one. And that is a what roll? That is a
Charisma plus performance difficulty 7.
just, I wasn't lying. You might have thought I was lying, but I really wasn't.
Okay, but it's still an offense to not have a license in proper form.
I know.
I'm sorry, but I am gonna have to take this back to
Isn't there something we could work out instead?
I'm
Just
afraid
milestone.
not, madam. The law is the law. Just be thankful that this is this is just going to be a small fine of at least one knock on your license, rather than me having to take you in. I would
Fine.
recommend that you find a hotel as soon as possible and get this thing fixed as soon as you can.
All right. All right. I'll take the fine. That's fine. Thank you, officer. I know you're just doing the job.
No problem, man. And he gives you back the license and registration. And yes, that particular fine will knock off your resources for this month because, you know,
Yeah,
it's not something to be sniffed at.
yeah, that's fine. Um, as she's gone and as they begin to drive again, Natalia will just be heard like it's a mixture of teeth getting grind and curse words in what Alec thinks is Russian, but you're not quite sure.
We probably could have taken them on and killed them.
Yeah, not the best way to start the fucking infiltration.
We could have dumped their bodies and taken over their faces.
What do you think heavily entrenched Camarilla City would do if they find out the cops start dying? But yeah, that's some really good fucking planning there. I mean, shit. I mean, why don't? Yeah, let's just wait. We don't need to drop the bodies. We can just show off everyone. Hey, we're not psychopaths at all. We're not like we're totally normal humans. We just kill people for fun. Let's get caught a little bit faster. Dumbass. And
I'm assuming that was for self-control.
yes, that was a self-control roll.
Well done. Well done.
All right, I failed. So yeah, Jason.
Yes, you
roll
you had to be very mean.
as mean as possible. Jason, roll. I want to see a 100 roll and then result it in a 1. You can do it, man. Come on.
Oh,
Oh, wow. It's
well, your
over
looks.
20. Woohoo!
Yes. Well, your looks starting to go. Besides that, you make it to well. There's a few towns that you have to go through. And then you find, well, you're going to a place called Drummondville. It's a bit of a stop. Then you see, well, you see a quite friendly sign, spraying painted on the side of a building. It's the, well, it's the. In fact, why don't the two of you give me an intelligence Sabbat law check?
Damn!
Assuming it's normal difficulty, I have 3 successes.
I botched.
Okay. Alex sees this particular symbol, and they suddenly think that it might be a symbol representing the Order of the Dragon, because it has kind of like a dragon type motif to it. Natalia, on the other hand, she'd probably well, because it's like slightly obscure. It is going. You do get 3 successes, so you do kind of probably this. You probably might remember hearing or remember speaking about some of the nomadic Sabbat packs out there that are in Quebec. One of them's called the New World Dragons. They kind of roam around Quebec's, Quebec and the surrounding areas, but they've got a bit of a reputation for being a bit rowdy, and usually any time that they come to town, there's usually at least one bar fight that happens. They're kind of a smallish pack. And yes, they're all French.
Well, apparently we have French friends here, it seems.
Huck will just arch an eyebrow.
I think that's one of the packs that, well, it's not native to Quebec, but it's, they move around a lot. But we still have a lot of places to go. Well, still have some trip ahead of us, but it's good to keep in. It could be a stop, That's good to keep in mind, just in case. Natalia will.
Alec is wrong. It's the new. It's the Order of the Dragon.
Alec will just kind of tilt its head to the side and say, "Are you sure?"
I'm quite sure. But I don't think we need to stop. But just I'm just gonna make a note of it.
But it's okay.
And Natalia will pick up a little notebook and just write in it. Yeah, she'll just write something like a line or two. Take the address. And she'll just, all right. I don't think we need anything at this point, so let's move on.
Okay. More dice rolls coming.
Yay!
Okay. That's good. Next bit of the journey goes without incident, unmolested.
Whee!
Yep, just an hour of pleasant driving.
Alec will probably begin to get introduced to Natalia's taste in music, which is a bit on the heavy metal side. There's a lot of punk, a lot of fairly loud and destructive. Well, not destructive music, but like she has a lot of it, and she's listening to it.
Yeah, Alec just pulls out her phone and puts her earbuds in and listens to her music.
One, last leg of the journey. Okay. Could I get another perception alertness, please?
Mm-hmm. That is 2.
Okay. That's enough for you to see this coming up from afar. Well, afar, I mean near distance. Looks like there's a bit of a traffic jam. I mean, you're coming quite close to Quebec City. In fact, you're actually approaching one of the nearby towns. But it looks like there might be some sort of delay. You have no idea what's going on, but it looks like there's cars backed up for quite a long while.
Is there any way to get off the road before that?
You can't get off the can't quite get off the road, but you could go back and go around it if you'd like. That will, of course, add on to your journey. And you will have to go through some.
Could I? What would be my best guess as to how long it will take for the lines to clear up?
You don't have for that, so I'd say give me a Give me a wits alertness check for that.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, with 3 successes. You figure at this rate, it could go from anywhere from half an hour if they clear up whatever the problem is to as much as giving, as much as like 2 hours.
Yeah, I'll go around.
Okey-dokes.
Natalia will try to get around, find her way around.
Okay, you will have to like turn around, back up, and go. You could probably take one. You could go off the auto route and go like one of the, go through one of the smaller towns. I'll try another roll, but
She will do that.
Okay. And lucky for you. You know those stories that they say about the countryside being full of werewolves and everything like that, and the hazardous to vampires?
Yeah, I think that's a rumor.
Yeah, that's probably complete horseshit. You go through one of these towns and you go through one of these narrow, like, roads and everything like that. There's not a single, were-doggo coming out to give you a concern.
I know. Old wife tales.
Yes, old one. Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, totally.
That's just complete shenanigans. You can take off your shoe and put it down because that's bullshit. Yeah, does take you a little while. You actually managed to find your way back onto the auto route. And you must have gotten past whatever problem they were having, because yeah, seems like whatever it was has been cleared up. So yes, you head into the auto route, and it goes into the neighbouring town of Levis. And it takes a little while for you to get off the intersection, but then eventually you see the site of Quebec City. And of course, this is supposed to be during the night time, but I couldn't find a decent night picture of Quebec City.
Slightly toasted, but okay. It's like light smoke rises from the car. No, all right. Then Natalia will, now having made it, she'll begin to correlate her, her studying of the city, what she learned, and head to what she determined to be the rough end of town,
Okay.
in lack of a better term.
Yeah, that would require you to. All right, that does require you to add on like another half hour or so onto your journey, but you eventually get into the district known as the outskirts, known as Saint Augustine.
All right. Natalia will begin to drive around there and see if they're like, is it mainly like housings, not domestic? Is it like
Gentrified housing?
yeah? Is it that, or is it like older shops and factories and stuff, or what are we talking?
Gentrified housing. That's what I said.
All right.
Yeah, gentrified housing. There's maybe like a few commercial buildings, but it looks kind of like a very rundown. It looks like a place which probably was. It looks like it probably was on the road to being, refurbished and, built up. But then the city probably just thought, nah, and they just decided to leave it.
All right. All right. Natalia will just have a drive around and just. Are there any like abandoned houses, or is it just?
Give me a perception investigation.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Hmm. Who's this got to-
All right. There's probably not much in the way of abandoned houses here. I mean, you find some which are probably on less than adequate occupation, but as far as actual abandoned houses, there doesn't really seem to be much in the. There doesn't seem to be anything that's really abandoned, as such.
Hmm.
There are some which are run down, but anything that could constitute feasible, like a feasible haven for you. Oh, sorry, Kim, I didn't realise you'd gone.
Oh, my bad.
There are a fair few motels around the place, though.
Hmm.
Kind of bad-looking ones, but motels nonetheless.
Then she will just look to Alec and just say, "Well, I don't think we're finding any like vacant homes just off the street. So, do you want to look a bit like more to see if we can find like empty buildings, or do you want to sleep in a motel?"
Um, Personally, um, I'd say a motel just to be on the safe side when we get to Quebec. That way we'd have some money, because I just brought
Uh,
cash.
we we are in Quebec.
She'll pause for a moment, look around, and say, I must have zoned out. My apologies.
It's good to know that you're on, on the, really have your eyes and ears everywhere when we are in the hostile territory. She smiles. All
I
right.
mean, I could always take your ears and graft them onto my head. That way I'd have more.
Yeah. Very, yeah. That's totally going to help. Um,
It'll just give a very warm smile to Natalia.
hmm. And yeah, she will. They will just have a look and just see if they can find a motel.
Okay. You're able to find. Sorry about dropping out just then. I have no idea what happened. Google Chrome just shut down on me. But yeah, you do find this one motel in the outskirts of San Agustin. Looks um, kind of a scummy looking place, but looks doable. I mean, it's still open.
All right. Natalia will just have a look at it and just say, "Is that?" It looks very dingy, but we could do it. Could take that place.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right. Natalia will park the car and she'll just nod, park the car, and get out and just have a look around. I mean, how many drug dealers can be seen from the outside? Is it over or under five?
Drug dealers?
Yeah.
0.
Oh, wow.
I said the place was a scummy looking place, not a drug den.
Oh, Fair enough. Yeah. Alec and Natalia will go to the owner of this place or whoever's working at the front desk and see if they can rent a room.
Yes, there's someone there. Um, and here's the thing. As soon as you step in there and you look around, the guy naturally sees you, and then first thing that comes out of his mouth is "Bonjour, qu'est-ce qu'il va?"
Good evening. Do you speak English?
And he gives you a very disappointed look, and quoi?
I'd like to rent a room, please. Well, we would like to rent a room.
Uh, and you don't know. I'm not going to ask you to do a perception empathy on this, but you get the feeling that he has no idea what you're talking about. And Alex's common sense probably would kick in at this point. You're in the French part of Canada, and you're in Quebec City. No one's going to speak English here.
Alec will just say, "Yeah, I think we're gonna have to learn how to use impressions because I'm not sure about you, but I don't know how to speak French, and I'm not sure most people around here will know how to speak English."
Ugh, fucking crap. And Natalia will find her phone and use Google Translate to get some fairly rough translation of "I would like to rent a room, please."
Oh yeah, that's going to be pretty simple to do. Yeah, eventually he does, give you. He does give you a uh, room with double beds, and yes, the whole place. Like I said, the place is kind of a scummy-looking place. The sheets probably get cleaned once a week, twice if it's a really bad night. And wallpaper is. It looks like something you'd expect from when you go visiting your grandparents or Romania. Uh, Shout out to George Lupu. Anyway,
Mm.
yes, I mean, there's some of the toiletries are missing, but besides that, it'll probably like rank up at least. It'll rank up at least a 2-star as far as motels.
Mm. Natalia will ask for a "Do Not Disturb" sign as well.
Uh,
Mm.
I'll just roll a d10 to see if they actually have anything resembling that. Oh, look at you, they do, and it's in English as well. Well, it's like one of those bilingual ones.
Sweet.
That's what you get for a 98.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah. Well, so you guys going to do now that you're actually here?
Um, Natalia's just gonna, you know, um, just gonna have just she's gonna take a walk. Bad lack of a better term, she is going to go for a walk, just around the city, just around the town. See if there's any, like, are we talking? I mean, she's gonna be looking
Quebec
for.
City is a really big place, and you're in Saint Augustine, so if you're
Oh,
going
I
to do
mean,
that,
it depends. It depends on how long we have actually.
That's actually a good point.
Because if
You've got roughly maybe an hour and a half before the sun rises.
yeah, then she's gonna take a short walk just outside the motel just to see the surrounding area, just to have an
Okay,
idea of what's.
give me a perception alertness.
There we go. Two.
Okay, 2 successes. You've got a general idea of what the motel and surrounding areas are like. The motel is like basically on its own block with like a little kind of like this little parking area, and it's a 2-story building.
Hmm.
Um, the there is a light. There is like lamps which like illuminate the entire place. The street lamps, of course. Um, and there is no fences neither, so you can just like walk into the motel thing, and also surrounding areas. It's a commercial style district, so there's like some stores and some like you do see some like housing, like some like low like project housing quite close by. Um, it's a pretty open area, in all honesty.
Fair enough. Um, as they get into the room, Natalia's gonna move the beds as far away from the windows as possible, just to be safe. And she's going to put the do not disturb sign so they hopefully do not get disturbed during the day outside, and prepare to go to bed.
Okay, in order to prepare this room, both of you, I'm going to need an intelligence plus survival check from both of you. If you don't have survival, this is going to be at +1 difficulty.
Yes.
Well done. With 2 successes each, I'll say that you combine that effort, so that's 4 successes. You're able to, I'll say that you push the beds back, and then you kind of realize, it might be a better idea if we probably like put some of the like pillows and like mattress and whatever over some of the windows. You could probably use like the bathroom to, like, because the bathroom has like less windows there, so you could probably like
Hmm.
put the stuffing over, stuff the bathroom window. One of you would probably have to sleep in the bathtub, and the other would
Oh,
probably,
if there is a
yeah.
bathtub, if it's that classy in quotations, if it is that classy that there's actually a bathtub, Natalia will
Well,
actually.
bathtub with a shower and everything like that. They're going
Yeah,
kind.
well,
It looks like it looks like it was retrofitted in there.
if there is something resembling a bathtub, Natalia will actually call dips on it because she used to sleep in Giles's bathtub.
Mhm.
So
And old habits
she's
die hard.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Alec would let her take the bathtub. It doesn't care.
Okay. And how is Alec preparing their place for daily rest?
Um, yeah, Alec would probably sleep on the floor of the bathroom just to not risk it. And so yeah, it'll grab a blanket and then the bag that smells of dirt, and then we'll use the bag of dirt as a pillow
All right.
because I am not about to take those dice penalties.
Yeah. Well, technically speaking, you have to sleep in like at least a handful of your native soil's dirt. So,
So
um,
it's
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it reads anyway. But yeah,
Um. Okay. Well, then it'll just sprinkle like a little bit, a handful of the dirt on the floor, and then lay on it, and then cover up with a blanket.
yeah.
And
You can always pick it up after you're done anyway.
yeah, and it's a fairly big bag, not
Mm.
and it's just full of dirt. So it's got enough to last a while if anything happens.
Mm-hmm. It's reasonable. Well then, I think we can draw the scene to a close as the two K-Knights rest easy in this motel in San Agustin. They 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 drift into their daily torpor as the sun rises up over the horizon. What will happen when they wake up? We'll soon see. So, on behalf of Montreal by Night, we thank you players for playing, we thank you watchers for watching, and we hope to see you all again very, very soon. Au revoir, Madame, Monsieur. Praise Cain.